It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to take some time for yourself. It's okay to take a step back, process your emotions, process your current state of being, process your current situation, and come to the conclusion that today is just not my day. But that doesn't mean giving yourself permission to wallow in pity. That doesn't mean giving yourself permission to carry that on. That doesn't mean giving yourself permission to just throw in the towel and give up on whatever it is that you're pursuing. When I say it's okay to not be okay, that means you're not putting so much pressure on yourself. That means you're giving yourself grace. Grace to sit back and reflect, grace to dissect your current state, grace to figure out a plan to be better. A lot of the times when I was chasing my dreams, and that's always something I'm always going to be doing, but especially early on, I would overwork myself so much to the point that I was ignoring my mental health. I was ignoring my health. I was taking on every client I could just to feel as if I was being extremely productive, just to feel, content that I'm not just laying in bed sleeping. And after doing that for a while, my days started to get gloomier. My attitude was less positive. It was less vibrant. My weight was going in a direction I wasn't happy about. My energy that I was putting out in the world was, attracting things that I wasn't used to and things that I didn't want in my corner. And it's when I had to take a step back and I had an epiphany that changed my life. I had to come to the conclusion, and that epiphany was I had to come to the conclusion that sometimes it's okay not being okay. And I say that to say, in those moments of trials and tribulations, by me giving myself grace to not be okay, I found out that I was burning myself out. I was running my head on a brick wall, constantly just trying to make things happen, at the blink of an eye, constantly just trying to be at 100 with no care in the world to slow down, analyze, and see which outcome would be more probable if I do it a certain way or a different way. Giving myself grace to not be okay, I charged a certain time to the game. I charged a day to the game to just, you know, unplug myself, unconnect myself to the outside world, and listen to what's going on internally, listen to what's going on mentally. And if you're watching this video, it's probably because, you're big on personal development, you're big on self growth. When we're on our journey to becoming better individuals, to becoming more, excuse me, that's my dog. I got a German Shepherd, by the way. Probably somebody knocking on the door, but I digress. Back to the topic. Yeah, how'd I lose my topic? My train of thought. I'm gonna bring it back though. Towards becoming better individuals, so enhancing our skills to either make more money or just to be more well-rounded. We can put so much pressure on ourselves by trying to get it perfect overnight. We could put so much pressure on ourselves because we failed one time. We could put so much pressure on ourselves because we finally realize we don't have all of the answers. And I realized on this journey, we're not supposed to have all of the answers. We're supposed to always be in a state of becoming. We're supposed to always be in a state of learning. We're supposed to always be in a state of figuring it out. That's why it's important as an entrepreneur, as someone who cares, to be better than they were yesterday, to develop that mindset. I will figure it out. While you're realizing that I'm not okay, you're not okay, you're not allowing depression to cave you in. You're not allowing negativity to keep you inside your home. You're understanding that this is part of the game plan. I'm retracting so I can come back. I'm going back so I can shoot forward. An arrow. When you pull that thing back, the further you pull it back is the further it's going to go away. And when you're pulling yourself back, when you're going back, you're staying to yourself. You're figuring out what's going on. When you're pulling yourself back, giving yourself grace to understand that it's okay to not be okay, you're allowing yourself to recalibrate, to re-aim, to reassess the situation. And therefore, when you let it go, That maneuvering, that recalibration, that new angle that you're going at, you could go there with more efficiency, more speed, more accuracy, and just a more overall thought out plan to get you to where you want to get. That's the beauty and the grace that's needed to have when you're on this journey towards being better. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay, especially when that moment that it's okay to not be okay, especially if you're using that time to just listen to what's going on. What I like to do when I face moments like that, I like to pick up a book, read, isolate myself from people. Not forever, not for a week. I'm giving myself a day, 2 days tops, because I'm not trying to get comfortable in negativity. I'm not trying to get comfortable in desperation. I'm not trying to get comfortable in energy that's not conducive to my growth, my well being, or the direction that I want to go. So, those 2 days that I'm taking out, I'm reading a book, I'm meditating, I'm praying, I'm listening to positive motivational speeches. I'm listening to music that feeds the soul, that feeds creativity. I'm putting myself in alignment with people and resources that are able to get me back on track. And most importantly, have someone in your corner that wants to see you win. Have someone that can check you. Have someone that you can go to and just say, yo, I'm feeling a little bit out of it today. Man, I had some of my biggest wins after conversations like that with loved ones, with conversations with friends. I had some of my biggest wins after I took a moment to give myself grace to not be okay. You don't have to feel 100% every day. Nothing is nothing is promised. Your success is not promised. Your hard work paying off is not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. And if you understand that, you can use it to your betterment. You can use it as an asset instead of making it become a liability. Because tomorrow is not promised, I'm going to do everything in my power today to make sure that I left everything, on the table. Because tomorrow is not promised, I'm going to make sure I do everything in my power to communicate the love that I have for the people around me, to put that energy out there, to put happiness out there, to put positivity out there, because my days are numbered, because I don't know if this YouTube thing is going to pan out in its long run. I'm going to make sure I show up every day. I'm going to make sure that I'm preaching, what I'm teaching, what I'm actively doing. I'm going to make sure I don't take anything for granted, because things are not promised. It puts us in a position to seize the moment. The only thing that's promised was the minute ago or this very second. So make the most of what you have to do. Make the most with the cards that you are dealt with in life. But understand this: it's okay to not be okay. Imagine not being okay, then you're beating yourself to a deeper hole because you're applying unnecessary pressure. You're trying to rush the process in a negative way. You're trying to smoke your way out of it. You're trying to drink your way out of it. You're trying to, what's that word, shopping therapy out of it. These things, they'll burn a hole and they might make you feel good in the moment. But until you genuinely go to the source of you're not okay, until you genuinely hit the foundation of the reason why you're not okay, then all you're doing is extending, the inevitable. And I've been guilty of that, extending the extending the unavoidable, extending the inevitable. Smoking weed throughout my high stress situations, thinking that, just because I felt good in the moment, that I wouldn't feel as bad later on. When in reality, you know, negative habits, negative ways of dealing with not being okay, they don't come alone. They bring their family, they bring their cousins. When I was smoking weed, destroying my health, destroying my mindset, bringing the cousin of laziness, bringing the sister of acceptance, accepting whatever. I could have framed that a little bit better, sounded better in my head, but yeah, I get the point. When you do things that are not conducive to health, to growth, to the betterment, when you're looking for a fix, when you're looking for a cop out, it doesn't come alone. That one bottle that you drink, it leads to robbery of your energy for tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't come empty handed. It comes with money spent. Money that you could have used to better your situation. Money that you could have used to read a book. Money you could have used to find a therapist. Find better ways to cope with not being okay. And the best way that worked for me was first and foremost giving myself the grace to understand that it's okay to not be okay. By doing that, I was able to take the necessary actions. For some, it might be a quick little vacation, a quick walk around the park, a quick phone call, a vent session. For some, it might be watching a YouTube video. For some, it might just be looking in the mirror telling themselves, yo, I gotta snap out of it. Literally, snap out of it. Every season brings new ways to figure things out. Every season brings new ways to go about things. Sometimes I do have to look at myself and say, yo, it's not the season to not be okay. Too much is depending on you. You have too much momentum to stop the train. You're going too fast to just suddenly come to a halt. You have too many views on you. You have too many clients reaching out. You have too much to just take a break. And in those moments right there, that's when it's okay to power through. And those moments right there, that's when you have to look in the mirror and snap yourself out of it. But not every situation calls for a snap yourself out of it. Sometimes you got to play the long game. Sometimes you might not have the opportunity to play the long game. What would you do? Learn to decipher. Learn to discern the best way to go about things. And that's by first giving yourself grace to realize it's okay to not be okay. What would you do if you posted 5 videos on Instagram and they're each getting 1 million views, but suddenly you're fatigued with your day job? Are you going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days off because you're tired and destroy the momentum or allow that momentum to slow down? In moments like that, you gotta look in the mirror and say, yo, I gotta either A, find something to do with this job, or two, suck it up, show up, and get it done. Keep putting out those videos to keep the momentum going, to keep that train going. You can't come to a halt. If your business is finally getting, those leads that you've been seeking after, calling, clients are calling in, online inquiries, bookings, are you going to stop right there and go on vacation? Don't stop the train. Don't stop the train. Sometimes sometimes pushing through requires you to analyze, like I said, with that arrow, what you have to do. Either slow down to reassess, or you just pull that thing back, man, and understand that you're going to make time to figure it out. But my yappertree has been too long. My timer says I've been talking for about 8 to 9, 10 minutes. Yo, leave a comment down below, man. It's your boy DP Motivates, and we out, baby. We out.